Welcome back, everyone, to visionrecordingstudios.com and here on my YouTube channel. Happy holidays, everyone. A week before Christmas 2014. Today I want to do a video for you. This is it's a review, but not really a review, because I just got this plugin maybe 2 hours ago, and the only reason why I'm doing a video so fast and kind of showing you the basics of it is because right now this is on sale. The plugin is called the Waves Vocal Writer. I've seen this plugin for years, and I've never picked it up because it's about, I think regular price was right around $200 or $230, and I thought that was an awful lot. And I really never looked into it. And if you are someone who mixes music with vocals in it, vocal writer, or writing your vocals even in a manual sense, is imperative to making sure that your vocals sit on top of the mix. And yes, you can use compression and such to kind of even out performances, but even after doing that, inevitably you always have to find yourself, or at least for me, during printing the final pass, is to ride the lead vocals and background vocals as well, to kind of make sure they sit on the mix, on top of the mix the way I want. And if things get a little too loud, to kind of pull it down and tuck things in. And again, that's what a compressor does, but in conjunction with a compressor, it really makes a vocal sound finished and professional. And for people that aren't sure what I'm talking about, let me close that for a second. Here is a lead vocal track, and you have all these peaks and valleys in the performance. You could see over here where the singer gets a little too loud, and then it kind of gets quieter in these sections. Now, what you would typically, this is one of the reasons why you use a compressor, is to control the dynamic range between these peaks and the lower parts and kind of squeeze them together so it's a more even performance. And you can do that with a compressor, and I have several videos on how to do that with compressors. As a matter of fact, on this lead vocal, I am using 2 different compressors and stacking compressors, which we'll talk about in another video. But one way to even take this a step further, to make sure that all throughout the vocal performance that you hear the vocal, all the words and all the phrases, and things don't get too loud, even after using compression, a great tool by Waves is called the Vocal Writer, and it's the last plugin that you put in your insert bank after all your EQ and your compression. And here's what the plugin looks like. And again, I'm going to tell you right up front that I've been playing with this for literally 45 minutes. This is how long I've had this plugin. I haven't read the manual, so forgive me if I misstep here and speak a little out of turn, or get a couple of things that are not 100% accurate. Again, I'm only doing this review for you today on December 18th, 2014, is because this is on sale, I believe, till the end of this week or the end of next week for $79. So normally this is a $200+ plugin, and right now it's on sale at waves.com for $79. If you wanted to buy it even a little cheaper than that, go to audiodeluxe.com. I'll leave the links in the description, and create a free account, and you can get this plugin for about I think I paid $68 for it yesterday. So I figured I'd give it a go, and I wanted to show it to you in case you're inclined to try something like this. You won't find this cheaper at any other time during the year, so I'm trying to save you guys a bunch of money. If you're looking for something like this, this is a great thing. So what Vocal Writer will do is this interface here will automatically ride a fader, just like you normally would on either something like a fader port or faders on a desk. So just to walk through the interface quickly, we have a range here on the left hand side, which sets the range of how low and how high you want the fader to actually move up and down, to either make passages louder or quieter. There's an output here, which I kind of just default to 0. There is a target up here at the top, which allows you to, when we play back the music, you'll see the signal coming through here, and you kind of set the target so it kind of helps this fader get a little more accurate on at what point you want it to actually start writing the vocal. Okay, there's some sensitivity dials, and there's a vocal and a music. The music, I think, is when you do side chaining, which we're not going to do today because I don't know much about it. It's a fast and slow toggle switch here, which will allow you to, it will either be more or less sensitive, or how fast the fader is actually going to move up and down, really. So I keep it just as slow as default. You have a couple of LEDs here. When it's in amber, it's in idle mode. When we start using this, you'll see it'll turn green when it starts actually riding the fader, and you're going to see this fader move. Okay, and what's really nice about this is I just started with a preset. You can go over here to Smooth Ride, and you can see how the range gets tighter in Smooth Ride, and the sensitivity kind of goes down a little bit where it's not going to be as sensitive. And I kind of opened it up a little bit. But the way to kind of use this, from what I can gather, and we'll play back this vocal quickly, and you'll see the signal coming through here.
Candlelight shimmers through frost-covered glass. Storefronts call to me as I slowly pass, smiling at every holiday scene here on a snow-covered street.
So you can see how the fader is fader is moving with the vocal. And what I did is I moved up this target a little bit to where the signal's just coming past it, so this thing reacts a little bit faster. And again, I'm not 100% familiar on how this all kind of works. I'm just playing with it. So, but again, I'll say it again. Before you write the nasty comment, just bear with me. I'm only showing this to you because if you're looking for something like this or thought about this, you can get a hot deal on it now. So I wanted to get it out in front of you just so you can check it out. You know, so I think for $79, hell, you can't beat this. So this is, and what it'll do is, again, you'll set the target, you'll set the range, and it'll kind of ride the vocal for you automatically, so you can make sure that vocal sits where you want it to sit throughout the entire song. But what I really like about this, bring it back to the beginning, you can use the automation to where it will write in the automation automatically in your DAW. I'm happening to use Studio One, but instead of you creating the automation lane and picking the points or writing it manually, it'll automatically write for you, and then you can go back and listen to it. And if there's a section where you think it's a little, it maybe didn't ride the vocal enough or a little too much, you can manually correct it a little bit. So it does 90% of the work for you, as opposed to you having to sit here and manually write a fader or draw in the automation. So the way to do that is, first you want to make sure this is in write mode. Okay, you want to come up to the top here in Studio One and come over to write. Okay, on your vocal track, you want to come over here where it says display off. And you want to first, I've already added it, but let's go to add and remove, because when you first add this plugin, you won't see the fader here. And what you want to make sure you do is you come over to your insert slot on your channel. You go down to your insert, which in this case is the vocal writer, and you tell Studio One what parameter you want to automate. And in my case, we automated the writer fader. That's why you don't see it in this list, because I've already put it over here. But let's say it wasn't there. Okay, so we don't have it there. We're going to go over to writer fader, hit add, and now it's going to bring, you can see in the background, it's going to bring the fader, the automation line on over the track. So let's close this. Let me tweak this over to the side a little bit. Okay, now what's going to happen is it's going to automate the writer fader, because that's what we just added. It's in write mode. Okay, you want to make sure down here in your mixer, I believe this needs to be in write mode as well. So you need to have write mode, be in writing mode, be in writing mode on the plugin, and down here on the vocal writer, hit write. And when we play this back, it's going to draw in the automation. So let's check that out and see how it works. Let's see if it works. I've only done it once, so let's check it out.
Candlelight shimmers through frost-covered glass. Storefronts call to me as I slowly pass, smiling at every holiday scene here on a snow-covered street.
So you can see it's writing in the automation like if you had to do it manually. So if we zoom out a little bit here, and you can see, let me move this out of the way. And you can see what it did here. You could see all the different points where it raised up the vocal, lowered it down a little bit, raised it up, lower it down, just like you would manually. Now, let's say at the end here, you thought that, okay, well, you know, I want this a little bit louder. I want to step this up a little bit more. It's not loud enough. It didn't push it more enough. You can always come over here and you can raise the points up. You see, you can always raise these up and say, I want this part to be a little louder. Again, just like you would normally in manual mode. So all it does is it just gets you close, and then if you want to ride it up even further, you can. But once you do that, you got to turn this off. You're going to do this at the end. You're going to write the whole track, and you're going to go into read mode, I'm sorry, and then you're going to make those adjustments. So my apologies for showing it to you that way. But it's just to show you, again, what you can do. So this is a great... Again, I've looked at this plugin before, and I've never really used it. I thought, geez, it seems kind of hokey. How does it kind of work? I kind of felt better just doing it manually. But in this particular track, which is a jazz track, the vocal was kind of all over the place dynamically. And I started to do this the way I normally would. I would go in and I would automate things manually. I would ride the fader manually at the ends and then go back and tweak it. And if a vocal has a lot of dynamic range, which again, let me close this. This does, as you can see, how all over the place this is. it could take an awfully long time, hours, to automate this vocal to get it to sound right. Again, after using good, healthy compression and clip gain and all that other stuff, to really do it right, it takes a long time. I saw the plugin on sale. I said, let me try it. What do I got to lose? And what I found right away was just, again, I've used this for less than an hour. I go, wow, that worked really nice. And I was able to get a nice, even performance. Vocal Writer did a lot of the work for me. And then I went in and I tweaked it. I already did this. I copied this track. I've already done this on another track, which I can show you, the original vocal track. So here's the, let me see, here's the original vocal track right here in purple. Let me close this. And let me hide this. So here's the original vocal track right here. And as you can see, Vocal Writer already wrote the automation for me. And then I went in and tweaked it a little bit. And I got to tell you, here it is right here. It worked really, really well. I was very, very surprised how accurate it was. And I'm sure it will be more accurate once I learn how to properly use it. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time here. I just wanted to show you this quick little thing of what I just kind of stumbled onto. I'm sure a lot of you probably already use this, but this is a way to really help you get that vocal to sit perfectly in the mix. And it helps, it just makes things much, much faster. So again, if you're watching this video on December 18th, 2014, between now and I think Christmas, or go check Wave's website. It's only on sale for no more till the end of the year, I think. It may only be on sale another couple of days. So if you see this, I would urge you to go out there and check it out. Again, it's $79. Go to audiodeluxe.com. You can get it for a little bit less than that. And normally this plugin, I think, is $200 or $230. So it's less than half price. It's like 60% off. So go check it out. It'll make you make your vocal work and your vocal automation a lot easier. And I think it's a wonderful utility tool. Talking about all the videos I've done recently on utility plugins, here's another great utility plugin that is absolutely worth the money in my estimation. So I hope that was helpful. Again, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate it. And for more mixing tips and for a 6-hour-long mixing tutorial, go check out my product on my website at visionrecordingstudios.com called Mixing Made Easy. There's a ton of reviews on there. It's helped hundreds of people. Between now and the end of this year, 2014, you can buy that 6 hours worth of training for $10. It's 30% on sale. It's usually $15. It's now $10. 6 hours long, Mixing Made Easy. Go check it out. You can pay with any major credit card. You get instant downloading of the videos, or you can stream them on the website. Either way, it's up to you, but it's a wonderful product and it's helped lots of people. So until next time, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everyone. This is Dave from visionrecordingstudios.com signing off, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.